Good morning, all. Welcome to the knowledge exchange session. Today's 26th session. So, today's session will be handled by Kavitha, our senior HR manager. So, in today's fast paced world, productivity isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, staying focused, and managing your time effectively. Today's session, Kavita will cover essential strategies like prioritizing your task, managing distractions, building habits, and optimizing your energy levels. Let's explore how we can transform our workflow and become most productive self. Kavita, it's over to you.
Good morning, all. Thank you, Mitisha. So, today's session is all about how to become super productive. I think after the VPL session, I think it was very glad to meet all of you. And I could not meet some people in person. So, looking forward to meet you in person. Okay. So, back to the topic. So, how to become super productive. So, let me share my PPT. So let me tell you what is productivity. So productivity, as you all told, it's giving the desired output within the limited time frame and within the limited resources. Okay, so that is productivity. So today we are going to see how to become super productive. Okay, super productive is nothing but becoming more productive. Okay, so in this session we will be seeing few techniques how to become super productive. Okay, so today's agenda is this. So first is on planning. Then I'll be taking on time management, distraction, energy management, how to develop routines, learning continuously, and how to surround ourselves with high achievers and to work smarter. So on a precise, this will be on different techniques of how to become super productive. Let's get started. Okay, so first is how to plan. So planning is a very important phase in any work. Okay, so once you do a better plan, most 50% of your job is done. So planning is a very important phase in any activity. So how do we plan? So to plan, we need to know what we want to achieve. So we need to know our goals. So how do we set our goals? To set our goals, we should ensure we set a smart goals. For example, if I say I want to increase 5 kilos in next 5 kilos, is this a smart goal? Is it a smart goal? I want to increase 5 kilos. Is it a smart goal? No, it's not a smart goal because I need to be really specific on how many kilos I need to increase and in what time period. Only then it becomes a complete goal. Hence, during goal setting, we need to ensure we have smart goals. Okay, let me explain how to do it. So first is being specific. So increasing 5 kilos is a specific goal. Okay, so is it measurable? Yeah, it's measurable because it's 5 kilos. Yes, it's measurable. Is it attainable or is it realistic? Yes, I can attain it. So it's realistic. Is it relevant or realistic? Even then, it's correct. Yeah. But I did not set a timeline in how many months. Is it going to be 3 months or 1 year or is it going to be 1 week? If it's 1 week, it's not going to be relevant or realistic. So in that case, we need to ensure we have a smart goal. All these parameters are being set. Okay. So this is about smart goal. Next is our thing of prioritizing. Okay, now I have set my goals. So how do I prioritize? There is something called as Eisenhower matrix. I think many of you would have heard this somewhere, but I just wanted to reiterate on this. So Eisenhower is a US president. So he was US president in 1950s. He was also part of the World War II. Okay, he is the one who found out this Eisenhower matrix. So hence it was named after him. Okay. So in this matrix, there are quadrants which are being divided based on the importance and urgency. So the first quadrant is about do. If something is important and something is urgent, then you need to do it immediately. There is no second thought about it. Do it now. That is the first quadrant, which is red in color. The next one is schedule. If something is important but not urgent, in that case, you can schedule it sometime later. So you can put up a calendar or ensure it is being done later. Okay. So the third quadrant is not important but urgent. In that case, you don't have to have a personal touch in that. So in that case, you can delegate it to someone who actually knows that task. Maybe someone junior to you, or it could be a upper delegation, or someone who has an expertise in that job. Finally, it's not urgent, not important. Some call, some random call from your friend, which you can talk it later, so that you can delete it, or some random messages that you will have to check, or some junk call that you can delete those. So this is how you need to prioritize your task. So this is not only you can apply in your day-to-day activities, but even after beyond your work thing also, you can use this Eisenhower matrix. Okay, so the next step. So first we know how to plan, we know how to prioritize. Now is something called as time management. So anything that we do always have a deadline. So we need to ensure we complete those tasks within the time limit. So how do we do that? So time management has always been a very difficult or challenging for many of us. So how do we do this? So there are three techniques which I'll be taking through, which will be helpful to you in time management. Okay, so the first is the batching method. So batching method is nothing but you can analyze what are the tasks you do on a regular basis, or which you can batch and do it in one go. For example, we as HR or recruiters, we do sourcing in one shot, and we ensure we can do calling of all the candidates. So we batch up all the candidates in one go, and we call those candidates. So that is called as batching of task. So why do we do this batching? So it's very important to do the batching of task because it increases your focus and it reduces context switching. So what is context switching? Context switching is something but you switch between tasks. When you switch between your task, your mind is not tuned or it's not that focused. But when you batch your task, your focus and your productivity goes much higher. So you can try to analyze what are the tasks you do in a daily basis and try to batch it up and do it. Okay. So this is the first method that I wanted to highlight. The second method is something called as the Pomodoro model. I'm not sure if any of you would have heard this. This is something like this was coined by a student, university student. Okay, so he was trying to prepare for his exam. His name was Francisco Cilerio. So he was trying to prepare for his exam. So he had a tomato shaped timer where he had set his clock for 25 minutes. He used to focus on a task for 25 minutes. Then he would take a break for 5 minutes. Again, he used to focus on the same task for the next 25 minutes. Then he would take a break. So Pomodoro is nothing but focusing on a task for 25 minutes in four times and then taking a larger break. So why do we do this? This, when you focus on a single task, on a single mind, it increases productivity. Though we say multitasking, everything, but when you focus on a single task, the productivity level increases. That is Pomodoro. So Pomodoro in Italy means tomato because he used a tomato shaped timer. Okay. So let's go to the next one. So this is something called as the 2 minutes rule. 2 minutes rule is if you have something which any task which you can complete in 2 minutes, it will just take 2 minutes or lesser. Do it immediately. Don't procrastinate it. So this is something you can actually practice. For example, replying to some mail, it will take less than 2 minutes. And just don't postpone that. Ensure you complete it within 2 minutes. Okay. So we saw three techniques in this in time management. One was batch task, and second was one was Pomodoro model. Third one was 2 minutes rule. Okay. So coming to the next part of it. So minimizing distraction. I think this is something which we all of us have a challenge on. So we will be doing something really productive or really important. We will get a pop-up message or a message from our friend or some notification in Instagram or some short reel. So what we do, we pause our task, we go to see the reel. So this we need to completely avoid. So one is if you're doing on something really important, so put your mobile in silent or turn off your notifications so that you can focus on it single-mindedly. Next is Single tasking, as I told you, take one task at a time, which is highly important and priority, and try to focus on it and complete it. And the third one is nowadays we have a lot of productivity apps like Trello. Trello is something, but I think some of you would have used it in the past. This is a project management tool where you will have different cards. You can segregate the cards based on yet to be started to-do list which is completed. So there could be multiple people who can share the Trello board and they can update the status. So it's very similar to Hive, but the only difference is that it has different cards and it can be shared among multiple team members in the group. So that is the only difference between Trello and Hive. Okay, so if we don't have any of these productivity apps, what do we do? We can use a traditional method, which is a to-do list. I think many of us, we carry a notepad or a planner. So where you can write down your task 1 to 10 and then prioritize which is most important and urgent. And based on that, you can plan or focus on your. So, yeah. So, okay, now that we know time management, planning, everything, but what is the next step that we need to focus? The next step is developing routines. So, developing routines is nothing but having a discipline. Though we know all these techniques, we will follow it one day, we will not follow it the other day. For example, hitting the gym. We like going to the gym the first day when we have some, what to say, body pain or something. We don't hit the gym the second day. So, be consistent in whatever doing. Consistency is very important. So, once you develop a routine, in all these, it becomes a habit. So ensure you continue all these things in a continuous basis. So even if you do a to-do list, ensure you do it daily. Recheck on it end of the day. Plan for the next day. So this is how you can develop your routines. Okay. So the next thing is learning continuously. Though we say we need to be continuously learning, we have a busy schedule. We generally try to take learning in the back seat. So ensure you're being updated in your industry trends. Try to implement something which can be really innovative or which can increase your productivity in your job role. Okay. So this is something. So if you don't learn, then that is a saying, if you don't learn, you don't grow. If you don't grow, you don't exist. Even Steve Jobs, who was the founder of Apple, he continued learning till his last breath. So let's ensure we keep ourselves upgraded in the industry trends, or we read something in a daily basis. Okay. So if you feel slightly lazy, you can also reach up to your mentors who will help you up with the industry upgrades, or they can tell you about their experiences which you can implement in your day-to-day work. So the next one is surround yourself with high achievers. So why is this really important is that though we know everything, we need to be motivated end of day. So to be motivated, we need to surround ourselves with people who have high goals or who have been high achievers, who set their standard high every time. So we need to surround ourselves with high achievers so that we also think high and we feel motivated in attaining our goals. Okay. So next work is work smarter than harder. Though we say work smarter, we cannot eliminate working harder. So once you start working harder, after some days you will know what are the techniques or which are the smart things that you can implement in your job and make it more smarter. For example, if something is which you can automate or which is repetitive, you can make a template or you can ensure you can automate those processes. So that is how we can work smarter. So now I would like to highlight a 80-20 rule, which is called as the Pareto principle in this. So if I have 10 tasks, how do I know which will give which to prioritize or which I should take it up? In that case, you can use the Pareto principle. Pareto principle is that you do 20% of the task, but it gives a immense impact. In that case, you need to find out those tasks which has a high impact and you can start doing them. So task which has a lower impact can be deprioritized or can be done later. So always focus on task which has a high impact. Okay. So final thing is this. So we all face this. We all feel burnout. We all don't take care of ourselves properly. We don't eat on time, all those. So ensure you're in your personal best. So only if you're in your personal best, you can achieve whatever you want. So ensure you eat properly, you take breaks, you take that 8 hours of sleep, you take breaks between your work, you keep yourself hydrated. Ensure you take good care of yourself or in your personal best all the time so that you can ensure you can be a good form both in your workspace also in your personal life as well. Okay, so I just want to end this session with a small quote. So productivity is never an accident, it's always the result of commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. I think with all these three dimensions, we will be increasing our productivity and we will be able to make a better version of ourselves and we will change the world. So, thank you.